So you've been very graceful, and it's really helped you. I believe that a big reason why you've been so graceful is because you are resourceful and you know when to show your cards and when not to here. It's been really important. I feel like sometimes you know that you have nothing to prove. You've been through so much times in your life where there's been droughts and things haven't worked out the way that you wish they would. But now it's time to play your hand. It's like you get a do-over. But Spirit says, don't do it in the way. You are able to see both sides of the situation in life because you have been placed here as a bridge. You are someone who has been placed here to see the intricacies and the nuances of a situation, particularly a big situation in your life, where you're in between two people here that have had some type of rift within their life, where neither one is necessarily wrong, but the timing and the karmic energy and lessons between them was unresolved. For some of you, it could have caused something to happen that was quite tragic and feels like it's, and it felt like for a while with this situation, with these two people, that it was irreversible. This could be a death. This could be a very strong severing of something here. But you've come to show that there's hope here. You're represented by the elephant. You are coming to represent, you represent the memory of this connection, the warmth of this connection and the intelligence of it, as well as the heart of it. Because it started with a lot of fire and it started with a lot of passion. You've been through a lot of things in your life where there's been people who have said things and they've confessed things, and you kind of always wondered why you felt like the umpire in your life, where you've always kind of been on the outside and you've never really participated, but you've seen other people kind of go through trials and tribulations, but you always felt like, well, how come I can't go through these things? Because you always felt like they kind of came out on the other end, where you were always kind of stuck on the outside watching and never really participating or feeling like you really had a role. It was like you always felt like you're this like supportive role, you know, even though you had so many talents and so many great characteristics and passions, right? But what I'm seeing is it was for a reason. You're not the supportive character anymore. It was all leading up and priming you to what's to come here. What's to come here is the pendulum, where you've been feeling like you were kind of being hanging in balance here. But I'm saying that you haven't been hanging in balance here. You just have had to see certain opportunities. You've observed your spirit team and has said that they've needed you to observe and watch what people say and how they interact on a smaller scale for this new real big situation that you're part of, that you're in the middle of here. The swamp. For a while, for a long time, maybe even years, with these two people or with this situation here that has been very polarizing and very steeped in mystery and fog and miscommunication here, you are coming to clear things up and kind of, but in a way that's meaningful, in that you actually have your own identity within this connection. You know, there's two flames and you're the candle. You're the guiding, you know, you're the North Star with this, but you're also a big part of it, igniting something in here to bring something in a lot more beautiful. The tree. There's something that passed, or there's something that died, and it caused a lot of grief for a long time. But you were always primed. You were coming towards that. You were being primed for quite a few years, seemingly on the sidelines here, for a situation to grow something out of this situation where it felt like it was barren land. There's nothing that could grow. It was going to stay at a standstill. It was a tragedy. And not to say that it's not a tragedy still, and there is some things that are just irreversible and devastating, but you're bringing hope. You're seeding hope. You're here to bring the hope here. The hummingbird and the rose. You know, you can't have a rose without its thorns. So you're not coming in like gonna clear everything up and make everything better, or, you know, be there to make people forget. If anything, you're here to, like the rose that grows through the concrete here, you're here to bring clarity to the situation here with the sword. You're here to cut through the thick air and communicate to both of these people what they need to hear, but also to empower them. You're not here to save them. You're here to empower them to make better decisions so that they don't stew in this bitterness here, this energy. We have the house and we have the key. So it's like both of them have been locked out of this house, including you. There's been mountains in the way, but the crown is yours. You're here to cut through all of the fog, the fear, the obligation, the guilt, the outside apathy that has been surrounding the situation, but has been affecting so many people. It's not just a feud between two people or a feud just within the air. You know, it's this energy where it's like things were blocked. You know, there was something that was supposed to happen and it didn't. It didn't happen. The heart got cut off here, and it was suspended in balance with this pendulum. You're a wake-up call. You're an alarm bell for this situation. You are to show them, if they choose the right direction and they use the time where things were at a standstill. It's time for that time where things were in a standstill for many years, for them to use the wisdom and the action or the inaction that they used. It's going to come to a test. The lighthouse here. You hold the memory of this situation in the heart of it. Spirit's saying, don't worry either way about what these people decide to do, because either way you are connected and you will gain abundance because you've done the work here. But you're here to be somewhat of a intermediary with this situation. The library is coming up here very strongly. So it's like you hold the memory and the knowledge, but also the wisdom and hope to bring together something really beautiful. And it's going to take a lot of courage on everyone's end, but you're going to be the first person stepping out. And if, because of your connection and because of your history, you're going to be someone who at first people are going to feel like you're an underdog. They're going to think like, who does this person think that they are? But you're going to give these people in this situation the fire and the bravery that they need to make things right and to go towards what actually needed to happen, what amends needed to be made, or correcting the course of what was supposed to still go ahead but didn't because of this tragedy here. To go in the stairs and to go back towards the heart, even when the heart is broken here. So let me know down below how this is connecting to you and what this situation is here, and drop me down below a book